5 marriage mistakes that killed Senzo. Yes, in my other channel, SA Infotainment Podcast, I spoke a lot about the fact that we need justice for Senzo, and my mind has not been changed. But in this particular channel, we are looking at marriage and we are dealing with marriage and relationship topic, whether divorce, single, whatever. Hence, we fixture the topic today, 5 marriage mistakes that got Senzo killed. Right, and I know it is uncommon in the South African or within the South African culture to speak ill or to speak in a negative way concerning deceased people. I am aware of that. But what we're going to do, we need to learn from the past. They always say the past or your past experience is the best. Sometimes you don't need to learn from your actual past, but you need to learn from other people's mistakes. That is exactly what, that's the exact reason why I decided that, you know what, let's take this story and turn it into a practical lesson that one of us or few of us can learn from that. We cannot deny this. It's a fact that Senzo was with Umandisa, but despite being with Umandisa, he went all out, you know what I'm saying, dating Abokeli Kumalo. There was absolutely no need, you know what I'm saying. If he was not enough with Mandisa, should have just divorced her, you know, go date the people that you think are on your level, if ever it was the issue of levels. So we cannot stand here and say, yeah, nah, it was okay. No. Nothing was okay with that. That is why today we're having this video. Because here we don't favor people just because they are men. Then we favor them when they are cheating. So are women. We don't care about gender here. We care about the truth. Well, there's one truth that I also care about. Oh, there's this another truth that I care about. Is that you stick around. As you stick around, I care about the fact that you need to subscribe now. Like the video. Comment in the comment section below. You know what I'm saying? You need to do it now. And I also care about the fact that you need to watch this video until the end. I care about the fact that you need to watch the ads. I care, you know what I'm saying, about the fact that you need to share the video. I care about all of that. Oh, well, why do you need to do it? Come on. Like I said, it just tells the algorithm to say, promote this video. More people likes it. And also, it makes me feel good about myself. So please do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but only if you care about my emotions and feelings, then please do it. But if you don't care, you are heartless, then don't do it. Right. There's an article that I came across. It is written by what is this thing? I don't know. Can't see their name properly, but they said 5 marriage mistakes that kill Senzo. Solomon Ashom, right? I love football and I am a huge fan since immemorial. I also know how football is about mistakes. I like the beginning of the article, right? Now listen, I also know that football is about mistakes. Then he goes on to say the following. Defenders or goalkeepers need to make a mistake before an opposition is able to score a goal and win a game. It's the same thing with our lives, romance and marriage relationships. Soccer players, husband and fathers of 3 girls. Senzo made some marriage mistakes outside of his usual turf, the football field, which I felt contributed in bringing an end to this great and passionate individual. That's how the article began. The question is, what are those mistakes that he did? Right? That's the question. Then the author of the article goes on to say the first thing that he makes sure that he needs to outline is that look, it says, for the record, Senzo met his wife Mandisa Kids in Johannesburg in 2005. They got married in 2013, so you can count from 2005 to 2013 how many years they spent. You know what I'm saying? And barely a year later, he was seeing or cheating with singer Kelly Khumalo. right? Mandisa later found out Saka ensured with Kelly assaulting Mandisa. Senzo went back and back and forth between the two women over the past year and recently went public with Kelly Kumalo by his side. Are we surprised he was murdered while he was with her? Okay, it gives a different dimension to the case that we are solving. But again, hey, there are a lot of things that did okay, you know what I'm saying, in this marriage. Like the author of the article. I was tempted to go into point number one, but there are things that I need to highlight before we can get into point number one. He says that Mandisa later found out that, we have already covered that one. He said, he continues to say, this is the very same Senzo who professed his Christian faith publicly and has a Bible scripture on his a football hit, etc., and never ceased to glorify God for every victory. His wife Mandisa told newspaper he is a real believer and he reads the Bible every chance he gets, and he loves his dedication and commitment. He is my hero, a real sweetheart. This is about this is not about condemning Senzo, but rather learning from his marriage mistake, life and family. Senzo, like all of us, struggled with sin. His sin was a sin of adultery, and gradually led him to his deathbed. Sadly, he could have avoided this death if he had rejected making these 5 marriage mistakes. Hey. Yeah, let's pause a little bit and ask the question. Is the author fair or not fair? I think it's fair. I mean, come to think of it. You're a Christian, you read the Bible. I, for one, am a Christian. So I understand what is expected of me. And now, there am I dating 2 women or 3 women, whatever. At the same time, I'm married. At the same time, I'm professing myself. I'm professing my faith to God. Do you see where we're going with this? But nevertheless, he names the first mistakes in fact, the first mistakes is it's a lack of self-leadership. Or number 1, lack of self-leadership killed him. Yeah. On the football pitch, Senzo was both captain of his football club, Orlando Pirates, and country Bafana Bafana. He was a great leader, but on the home, from he wasn't proficient, unfortunately. Now, I am not just talking about leadership through providing the financial, emotional, and social needs of his wife and 3 baby girls, which he did with great result. But leading by example as a husband or a father in the country that is seriously lacking in this area. We are always aware that his own father had to bring him to book regarding this issue. Wait a minute. Wait. Self-leadership. Yeah, I concur. The way he connected the first point. The first point is that Senzo Meyiwa was seen in the public as an upright standing man who every time he gets a victory, he will glorify God, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But the lesson that I learned from this is that his own mistakes led to his demise. And that is where the lesson for you and I is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to say much about this one, but I'm still an advocate for the fact that, for his justice. I still say, even though he was wrong, but they did not deserve to take his life. And anybody that participated therein, they need to be disciplined. Don't get it twisted. I will still stand on that one. Number 2, lack of integrity killed him. Senzo himself confessed to his lack of integrity after his wife found about the other woman, Kelly Khumalo. He said, "This is all my fault. I lied to them, Kelly and Mandisa. Whenever integrity is missing, it hurts everyone connected to you. I approached her, Kelly, and she asked if I am a married man, but I wasn't a man enough to tell her the truth. As a result, she fell in love with me." Sure. I don't know which interview they are quoting on this one, but one of the things that I must say, because he has already confessed, so I cannot push the man behind the wall when he has already confessed. One of the things that I must say, though, is fame. You know, fame is a problem sometimes. And I always say to people, one of the biggest problems that we face in this country, or generally in the world, is when you have too much options, it's dangerous. So you're a soccer player, you're always on television, everybody wants you. It's dangerous, guys. It's always dangerous. Like I'm telling you guys, it's always dangerous. That's why I always say to people, you know, when you are a lookable individual, where probably women are running after you, you know what I'm saying? Or you are a woman, probably more men are running after you. It's always a difficult thing because remember that once you have this too much options, you tend to move from one relationship to another because you don't have time to fix whatever problems that you will be facing in your current relationship. Why? Because I've got too much options, you know what I'm saying? So that too much options that get into your head and then it twists your head. You're no longer patient for the person that you have and you always think you can get better, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with lookable individuals, both boys and girls. For the fact that they know they can get somebody better, they will always move from one relationship to another. That's the problem. Number 3. Lack of faithfulness killed him. Kelly only found out she is married 5 months into the relationship, by which time his wife had also heard about the affair when a colleague showed her Kelly Khumalo's Instagram account with so many photos of both of them. Being a Christian himself, Senzo knew the importance of faithfulness to one partner as a husband, but he failed to implement it. His wife said, "When I saw pictures of them looking cozy, I got the shock of my life. I was heartbroken, cried, hysterical. I called Senzo and I told him to respect me as a wife, but he denied he was having an affair with Kelly." You have noticed in the previous point that the very same Senzo, he confessed that he did have an affair with Kelly Khumalo. So it's not like they are speaking ill of him just because he's the late, no. But it's just facts that the man was found wanting. It's a fact, guys. We cannot deny that. Number 4, side chick Kelly Khumalo. I know everyone has been blaming Kelly, but I don't see how she solely be held responsible for his infidelity, right? But she is partially responsible for it. Isn't it takes two to tango? Yeah, it does. So it's fair. Then it goes on to say, Kelly's colorful past doesn't help people's opinion of her anyway. But for allowing herself to play the role of mistress after discovering his marital status, she indeed contributed to the demise. The demise. Don't get me wrong, she didn't pull the trigger, neither did she arrange a hit on Senzo. But if the relationship had ended earlier, he wouldn't have been mourning for the death of Senzo Meyiwa today. No wonder Senzo's family chased her away for destroying their son's family when she went to visit before his death. She kept referring to this one to say, the family of Senzo Meyiwa do not like me and they have never liked me and all the stuff. So I'm going to do a follow-up on this one. I like the way the person is narrating this. That's why I decided to do this, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm following the logic and the I'm following the logic here, and I'm also following the way he narrates the story to say this is what happened, and as a result of this, because you lack this is what ended up happen. Because you lack this is what ended up happen. And if I'm looking at all these constructive points here, I can't help but arrive to a point of agreeing with this guy to say, yeah, I think he's got some quite important points. Nevertheless, we are now left with just one point. The last point being not learning from his past. Mandisa was recently quoted in the Sunday Sun saying, "I'm glad my husband is back home. I'm loving every moment. Senzo is a good man. Who loves his family. I support him in his career here, loco, and we are now closer than ever." However, a few months ago, Kelly revealed on social media that she was happily involved. Wait a minute. She was happily involved with the father of her second son. Senzo met his death. Still married to Mandisa and in a relationship with Mistress Kelly Komalo. The good thing about our mistakes is we become victorious and overcome them when we make up our minds not to go back to them. I think that's the point that I wanted also to bring. At the end of this, the good thing about our mistakes is we become victorious and overcome them when we make up our minds not to go back to them. But unfortunately, in the case of this man, Senzo Meyiwa, it was up to the point of his death that he couldn't have made that mistake. You know what is fortunate about you and I is that we still have that chance. If you don't like her, leave. If you don't like him, leave. I hate the fact that this has always been said to men. If you don't like her, don't beat her. Nah, even women must be told the same thing. If you don't love me, leave me. We are now seeing this trend of women hiring hitmen. You know what I'm saying? For men. No, if you don't love him, leave him. The same. It should be said. Even though I'm a Christian and I cannot be seen or heard advocating for divorce, but what is divorce compared to life? If it means that now you cannot live with that guy, you cannot divorce him, you know what I'm saying? If you can't live with that guy, instead of deleting him, you know what I'm saying? Rather divorce him. But I cannot advocate for a worst case scenario. In this case, it's a matter of life. If you don't love him or her, please leave her in peace, divorce, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But don't take his life or her life. That's what we advocate for in this YouTube channel.